morning and happy Pride! In a world that too often tells us who we should be, Pride is our collective movement to say loud and clear, it's time to defy some gravity. This year's theme of making change for good hits especially close to home. If you're familiar with Wicked, you know that the good isn't always what it seems on the surface. Sometimes making real change means challenging what others call good, that is the status quo, in order to build a more just and inclusive society.
The 2025 Assembly Observance of Pride Month, we will recognize 14 distinguished honorees for their invaluable contributions to our state and country.
Well, it's essential, especially now in the times that we're living in, that we represent our community and who we are and be authentic. It's always been a theme of mine to make sure, if you can, to come out and be authentic and be who you are.
I try making change for good by advocating for more mental health resources for the LGBTQ+ community and to ensure that LGBTQ+ youth have safe spaces to go to.
Seeing someone who looks like you, who thinks like you, or even has some of the same challenges and opportunities and obstacles.
I think with more visibility and more people just being their full authentic selves, we're seeing younger people just really claim and own who they are earlier in life.
It's an honor to be honored by the state capitol and the Senate because it's shining a light not just on me, but on Project Angel Food and the work we do.
I'm not afraid to push against the status quo. I'm not afraid to speak up, even though it's not the popular opinion, as long as I know it's right and it's going to work towards the better good of this world. I'm definitely going to speak up.
I think that making change for good starts with a really honest look at who you are and what you can provide, and making sure you are bringing people who can speak to things that you can't to the table, and making decisions as a group with a variety of voices.
Every single time this community has been pushed back, we have found a way to win. Every single time. And we have done that by being who we are and being our authentic selves and living with joy and authenticity.
I think being contributors to society and showing where we can stand in society and make a difference, regardless of our gender or sexual identification, I think that makes a huge impact. So the more we're visible and not just doing that quietly, but proudly and out, I think that's a big deal.
I grew up in Owensboro, Kentucky in the 1970s, and I didn't know it was possible. I didn't know that I had the key, that I could have turned around and said who I was any time I wanted. There was no visibility back then for trans women.
For LGBTQ+ people, it's always a matter of allowing the true story to be heard, because this is about stories and voices that have been silenced and people who have had to be hidden for safety. And it's only by bringing the truth forward with powerful, compelling, true stories that we dispel the lies and make it possible to secure the justice that everybody should have.
This is why Pride Month still matters. It's a time to show up, to speak out, to stand firm. We cannot waver in our celebration, and we will not shrink in our visibility to make others comfortable. And to those who would rather see us erase, we'll never give up. We're not going to regress, and we're not going to go back into the closet.